Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Savans. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. Today, we have a very serious show. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Let me just go ahead and get into this topic here. I've been noticing a problem that is beginning to take hold within the NBA community, which is I'm noticing a lot of hate for foreign players. I'm noticing a lot of it. It's coming from NBA players. It's coming from NBA fans. And it's something that I believe is very, very disheartening. The reason I'm saying it's disheartening is because if you call yourself a basketball fan, you should be happy to see great basketball players if you are a fan of the sport. But all too often these days, I see these constant attacks towards foreign players. Last year, there was this campaign against Nikola Jokic. I think it was the last year or the year before that, one of those years, but I think it was last year, where Kendrick Perkins came on television and basically said that Nikola Jokic was essentially out there chasing stats. That's essentially what he was doing. Then JJ Redick jumped into the fray and everybody started fighting and arguing, and they found a way not to give him the MVP award. And it went to Joel Embiid. And at the time, people were upset because they're like, bro, this dude about to win his third MVP. Like, he hadn't won a championship. Fantastic. Nikola Jokic says, okay, y'all can have the MVP. I'm going to go out here and get the finals MVP. And that's exactly what he did. And now this season, you're hearing various people, like, for instance, Gilbert Arenas, he came out and said that Nikola Jokic, if he were to win the MVP, it would be the worst player in the last 40 years to win the MVP. Now, Gil is slick. And I told him about this. He said, well, I'm talking about records and all of that. I said, but you know, when you say the worst MVP ever, you know, you're also saying subliminally that this is the worst player to ever win the MVP in the last 40 years. We know that. That's the reason you got the pushback. That'd be patently absurd to say something like that. Nikola Jokic is amongst some of the best players to ever win the MVP. Quite literally. Quite literally. And Gil was aware of that. But I'm beginning to notice this trend that's really, really disturbing, which is now it's going beyond sports, where you now have entertainers saying the same thing. Now, what am I talking about? This morning, I opened up my phone, scrolling through Instagram, and I see a clip from ESPN. And apparently they had like a night party watching game where you had various celebrities. And in this particular clip, I saw Kevin Hart and Cedric the Entertainer. And in the clip, they were talking about MVP. And they basically started saying Nikola Jokic cannot win the MVP. And Kevin Hart went as far as to say it would be bad for the NBA if Nikola Jokic won the MVP. Before we even get into these gentlemen's comments, this video is brought to you by our sponsor, PrizePicks, who's the largest daily fantasy sports platform in North America. PrizePicks is really simple. Instead of just selecting a team, you just select two or more players, pick more or less their projected stats, and then you place your entry. For example, this week, I'm selecting two entries. Stephen Curry for more than 25 points, and then I got Anthony Davis for more than 2 blocks, and Damian Lillard for more than 4 3-pointers made. PrizePicks is also the only daily sports platform with an injury insurance policy. So for example, if you have a player who gets injured in the first half and doesn't return to the second half, that player gets automatically rebooted. What I also love about PrizePicks is that it offers weekly promotions like Taco Tuesdays. Each Tuesday, PrizePicks discounts select player projections up to 25% to provide even more value. So go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for a first deposit match of up to $100. That's go to prizepicks.com/CLNS, use code CLNS for a first deposit match of up to $100. And once again, once you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. What we want to do is want to quickly play what they had to say. It's about a 30-second soundbite. And then want to come back and react to their comments. Take a listen to that.
You also got to think about the Joker. The Joker.
They cannot give Joker any more MVPs.
No.
The NBA cannot give Joker any more MVPs. It's not good for the NBA. Yeah. Joker cannot win another MVP. Let's just.
And he's doing his thing.
Can he win another Finals MVP?
Well, that's different. That's playing the game. But the league MVP, I feel like you're right. Like they can't really do that at this moment. And he's having a great year, but it doesn't feel like that dominant year the way I would say SGA is. You made a very great. Man, you know what? I just sided with you, Kevin. You just did it. You just sold me. Anybody show of hands?
Thank you, man.
Anybody else with Kevin? Show of hands?
Thank you, man.
That's terrible.
The only other player.
Yeah, let's do a Twitter. Let's do a Twitter response. Let's see what everybody says.
So you heard what the gentleman had to say. I thought that was an absolutely ridiculous thing to say. 100% ridiculous, absurd. Why would it be a bad thing for Nikola Jokic to win the MVP? We're not talking about him being the face of the NBA now. Why would it be a bad thing? Let me tell you what's going on here. Now, some people are going to feel a type of way. Some blacks are going to feel a type of way. You can kiss my ass. I call it exactly how I see it. If I see white people doing some BS, I'm going to call it out. If I see black people doing some BS, I'm going to call it out. Ain't no staying on code. I'm staying on truth. Yo ass can stay on some bull. I'm calling it like I see it. Black or white. What is happening here are two things. Those comments have everything to do with the fact that Nikola Jokic is a white dude. And it has the other thing it has to do with is the fact that he's a foreigner. Those are the two things at play here. We all know this. We all know this. We all know exactly what is going on. And that's the reason why even some people in the comment section on that post were responding to it. Let me read some stuff. One person said, these two jiggers don't know bleep about sports. Another person said, cue the yearly media campaign to stop Jokic. Insane. Another person said, it's because he's white. Another person says, if you deserve an MVP, you deserve the MVP. Plain and simple. Another person said, that's why they're comedians and not basketball analysts. Ridiculous. Another person said, Shy over Luka is laughable. Another person said, it's Jokic or Luka. Simple as that. Another person said, what they're really meant to say is, it's because they're white. Another person said, stop putting these goofs on TV. Another person said, it's not good for the guy who's putting up numbers to get awarded for it. And then finally, another person said, why do y'all hate Europeans? Let me tell you what's really going on here. Those two reasons that I just mentioned is why all of this is happening. I'm noticing a pattern, and Gilbert Arenas, I'll text him about it so it doesn't look like I'm talking behind his back. Because usually if I do shows, I would send him the clip. So it's not like I'm dissing him or sneak dissing him. He's usually aware. And we always talk basketball. Nothing personal, nothing rude or whatever. I noticed something about Gil's critiques on players. I've noticed they're all foreign players. All of them. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Nikola Jokic. Who was another guy he was going at? The other guys he didn't go at is Joel Embiid and SGA because now he's trying to claim they're not really foreigners. I mean, he Canadian. They're not really foreigners. Really? You go try to stay in Canada for more than 6 months as an American and you find out whether or not if you're an American or Canadians are the same. Your ass will be deported. They're not Americans. They're Northern Americans, yes, but they're not from the United States. It's a different country, folks. Had Joel Embiid not gotten his American citizenship, they wouldn't be claiming his ass. The only reason they claiming his ass is because now he's a dual citizen. All these other years when he was on a work visa, special work visa, which was what he was on, I never heard nobody claiming his ass. To me, this entire thing looks weak as hell. And it looks like it's coming from a place of fear. Why are you afraid? Go compete against these dudes. Instead of getting mad, get even. Instead of getting mad, get even. Get even. Like, let's stop with the BS. If you think these guys don't deserve it, go beat them. It is literally that simple. Quite literally. Zion Williamson was supposed to be the face of the NBA. He came in, all this hype, he got caught up in some BS. Victor Wembanyama most likely will start being the face of the NBA quite literally very, very soon. He had his moment. He effed it off because of his dieting and some off the court stuff. John Morant could have been the face of the NBA. Who stopped him? Himself. Who stopped him? Himself. Nobody did. Nobody did anything to. He had his moment. LeBron had a chance to be the face of the NBA, and he did it. He didn't get into trouble. There was no nonsense, no nothing. Jordan the same way. He had the chance to be the face of the NBA. He did it. No nonsense, no trouble, no nothing. Because I know there's some jackasses in the back. Oh, you're only saying that because you're attacking FBAs, foundational black athletes. That's what they're going to say because they're stupid. So that's why I brought up LeBron and they're stupid. They think they're smart, but they're stupid. So I threw those two examples to totally neutralize the stupidity. This looks bad. It looks like y'all are afraid of these dudes. And what I like is they're blacks that are in America and around the world that are seeing it, that are calling them out like, yo, y'all are hating. You know, there are black people that actually disagree with this stuff. Don't let a few of these xenophobes running around try to make it seem like that's what all black people think. No, there can actually be xenophobes. It's not that, oh, xenophobia only exists when you leave the United States and you go to other countries. I felt it before. I've lived in Europe. I've lived in Africa. I've lived in the United States. So I felt it all across the world. But it also exists in the States. It's a human thing. It's not a foreigner thing. You can feel it as well. And a lot of you dudes is weak for this. I hope Nikola Jokic wins 7 MVPs. I hope he wins 7. Just to piss you dudes off. The one thing they can call him anything, but the one thing they can't call him is trash. And they know it. Anybody talking on Luka Doncic, he's way better than, Nikola Jokic is way better than all of them combined. Who's critiquing Nikola Jokic is on his level? Nobody. Nobody. Y'all needed to take a page out of Kobe's book. Kobe was a global citizen. He was open to foreign players. Y'all asses need to take a look. Oh, let me guess. Kobe is not a real FBA, although he is, because he supports. Y'all are idiots. And that's how I feel. Y'all can run and go cry to whoever the hell y'all run and cry to your Tariq Nasheeds or whoever the hell it is you run to. I'm standing on my own too. I mean every word that I'm saying. I'm not with the nonsense. I have friends that are from all over the world. My wife is a black woman. My parents are black, quite obviously. My best friend is an Italian. I'm cool with people from Syria. I'm cool from people all over the world. It's called having an open mind. That's what it's called, having an open mind. Don't be the people that you're always and whining about. Oh, they hate us. What are you doing? Why would Kevin Hart, somebody as traveled as he is, Kevin Hart has been all over the world. And for him to come out there and say something like that is crazy to me. Kevin Hart is not just some dude. He's a comedian worth hundreds of millions of dollars that have traveled all over the globe. Now imagine if people from other countries that he goes and tours in says, man, he don't deserve to be on this stage. We should only have people from our country perform on our stage. Then your ass will start hollering about racism and what they doing to us and why they're xenophobic. You don't see how it comes full circle. Man, it's embarrassing. I'm not with these dudes that's doing this. I don't have any fear of foreigner. Let the best man win. And finally, let me close on this point. Who is so stupid enough to think that you can exist in a world where you don't collaborate with people? So let me ask you guys a question. Since some of you guys are so provincial in your thinking. If you're building a hotel in, let's say in Dallas, Texas, and you want to build a 5-star hotel, and you want it to have the best amenities and have the most luxurious tiles, and you find out that the best tiles with the best design are only manufactured in Italy, Are you telling me you would not go to Italy and get those towels from Italy because they're Italian? Then you're an idiot. Then something is completely wrong with you. What about the technology? All of the software that goes on the computers and all of that. Is everything produced in the United States? Is it everything? No. It's a global world we live in. Companies like Shell, BP, all of them exist all throughout the world that benefit some economies in the United States and other so they shouldn't go do business there? This is what happens when you don't travel and you're closed-minded. And I said it. And whoever feels the type of way, unsubscribe from the channel. This is not the channel for closed-mindedness and people that cannot think broad in a broad manner. I am sorry. Y'all found the wrong one. I am not with this closed-minded, xenophobic nonsense. I am sorry.